The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Hey everyone, welcome to State of Affairs. So we are on the 6th episode. Let me see if I'm crooked. I didn't check my camera. We are on the 6th episode, and this episode is the effects of AI love in the digital age. What's going on, J Mont? See, now I thought it was going to show on the screen. It did not do it. So now we know. Okay, so I have an icebreaker. Has anyone, what is your Kai? What is your first encounter with, I would say, social media? Do you remember?
Who's Kai?
KC. Is it not Kai?
No, it's just KC.
Oh,
Sorry
Sorry
about
that.
that.
I was confused. Like, what?
I'm like, I mean, I'll beat Kai if that's hey, whatever.
I'm sorry.
No
I
problem.
thought for sure it was Casey.
And sorry my camera isn't on tonight, guys. I'm packing and stuff, but I'm here.
No worries,
my,
no worries.
My first encounter with social media would probably have been MySpace, I think.
Oh,
You're young.
Yeah, I don't remember anything before that.
Okay, so
You said she was young with MySpace?
Hey, I remember AOL Instant Messenger. That was mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
you consider that social media? Okay.
Yeah, see, I didn't consider that social media. It was MySpace. You thought you actually were talking to like people in real time, and
yeah,
I thought Mary J. Blige was a friend. You know.
Yeah, that was back before it was called social media. It used to be called social networks.
Yeah,
exactly. No, it was AIM because they had these like they used to have chat rooms. Like I remember chat rooms, and I remember like I was in middle school and we had got a computer in the house. And wait, what is that? Somebody's. Let me see something. Okay, yeah, that's anonymous. There was, yeah, you would have like these chat rooms. We would have chat rooms, and we would have you would put ASL, you know, and you'd like interact with people that way. Like I remember that. It was like, now that I'm older and I look back, it was the Wild West. Like the internet times were like the Wild West. Anonymous, I had to mute you because you had some like background feedback. So just remember to unmute. So yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and play an introduction. So Anonymous, I tried to look for a short of you, like a TikTok or reel or whatever. I couldn't find one, but look, you're not really new to the show. You've called in before. I've seen you on Fatty's panel, you know, and of course I will put everybody's social media in the chat that I haven't already tagged or, you know, the like. So anywho, I do have a short. Let me see if I can pull it. If I can pull it up.
Well, on my channel, I have plenty of short form clips because I make long form content, and then once I export my videos, I chop them up into little bite sized pieces so that way I can have consistent uploads. So
okay. They must be in your regular videos then.
They are.
Oh, that's what it was then. Okay, because I was looking on like the little short reels or whatnot. And I didn't see it.
Is my mic too loud to where it has a bunch of background noise?
Yeah, you do. You do
I
have
can lower it. I can lower it. That's fine.
Because you do have that good mic. I think you have a Shure mic.
Yeah, I do.
Mic. Yeah,
I do.
That's top shelf. Okay, let me see. Well,
Does that
I'm
sound
just gonna.
better?
That's kind of better. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll still mute anyway.
No worries. Okay, so we got Purge the BS here on YouTube. I had a show with you a couple weeks ago, so I pulled down one of your clips just to give, you know, people brief introduction. Let me see if I can.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Of course, of course.
Didn't know you would do that.
Oh yeah, I try to do intros, just so people know who the folks are. So they get, they might have even seen your content and didn't recognize, because sometimes I'll see people and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was that person from that video or whatever,
Gotcha.
So yeah.
On the digital footprint of the individual, the criminal, we can find them. It takes a lot of work. They do a lot of things to try to hide their identity. We extradited an 11-year-old from Virginia for threatening, basically he was an online terrorist, to our school system at the end of the last school year. So we take this serious.
That's a little different than talking shit on Call of Duty. I get it. I don't think that it's right to threaten people's family over Call of Duty games, but I do understand it happened. This is what I don't really like. Unless this dude literally left Maine to come to Florida, I don't consider it a credible threat. He's way over here talking shit. And that's his First Amendment right, is to talk shit. Well, thank you.
Of course.
Appreciate it.
Look, I agree with you there, because we do have free speech, and that is really important. Yeah, it's really important. Even though they are doing some things to infringe a little bit on free speech, we're not going to get into that. But I will say, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on YouTube doing content, it is not as restrictive as it was in the last administration, as far as like things you can say. I don't know if you guys have noticed that posting on YouTube, but I have, and it's really, I like it. Hope there are certain, I'm not going to go there. There's certain people you still can't talk about. But it is what it is.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, so here you are. I got it. I see one of your videos here, Anonymous. So let me go ahead and play it.
Which of the following is worse? To be weak but protected, or strong but vulnerable?
I'll counter that with, would you rather be a warrior in a garden, or would you be a gardener at war?
To be weak but protected, or strong but vulnerable?
Oh, I'm gonna say weak and protected.
Why?
Because I mean, if I'm weak to everything around, to different situations, I would want to be protected because I'm weak.
Strong and vulnerable.
Why?
Because that's how you get more strength, is by letting yourself be a little bit vulnerable, so somebody can test you,
Well, then why do we protect women if women can just become more strong if we just don't protect them and let them be vulnerable?
Well, they seek out the greatest protector for them just because that's instinctual.
So then isn't it better to be protected then? Because if we didn't protect women, according to your logic, women would get more strong. They would get stronger, right?
Well, they already are.
So by protecting women, aren't we incentivizing them to be weak?
Well, right now, because there's so many beta males out there and they can't get women, there's all these alone women. And so they have been doing that. They're getting stronger.
I'd rather be strong than weak. But then again, that could mean so many different things, because I'm mentally and emotionally strong, but I'm not physically strong. So it's kind of a hard question to answer, kind of, in a way.
Being vulnerable is really important. I don't know. I feel like it's better to be vulnerable than to hide things, because I feel like a lot of the problems with mental health is that people don't speak up about it. I feel like often men aren't given the platform to be able to speak about it. So there's that unevenness. And so then when things happen, they don't really see it from the male's perspective. They see it more from the female's perspective.
I don't know. I think I wouldn't. Sorry about that. I don't think I'd want to be weak. I don't think I'd want to be weak and protected. But then again, I don't, because then your whole existence is predicated on another person.
Yeah, but if you were strong, then what would be my benefit to protect you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we're not talking about in a relationship. They just said, like, in general. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. What do you think, Casey?
The dynamic applies in both scenarios.
This is what I'm saying. I'm not even thinking of this in terms of relationships or being like, I'm talking about just living your life, just being like, my husband's not next to me every single second of the day, so it's like what I wanted, like, especially like if you go out in public, if I'm out in public and he's not there, somebody could smack me upside the head. You know, I don't know. But then again, I guess I'm already weak because I'm a woman. So again, I guess I'm already living that way. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I would say that both genders have their strengths and their weaknesses in different regards, so we complement each other.
Well, I guess they're talking about, or the question is, what type of weak are we talking about? We're talking about physically weak, you know, then we can have
right, because I'm looking at it like I don't want to be a weakling. Like if a girl steps to me, I want to give her some go. You know, like I'm not even thinking about fighting a man. I'm thinking about fighting another woman. I don't want to be weak, and you know, because if a woman stepped, we're equally matched. If, you know, if it's a woman, I don't want to get my ass handed to me by a woman. If it's a man, that's not even a question. You know, the man would already dominate the fight.
But see, when it comes to strength and weakness, I don't think that is merely physical. Because there's more to human beings than just physical. You see what I'm saying? So it's like when it comes to men, we're expected to be emotionally strong. You see what I'm saying? Because if danger comes up, I have to be able to put my emotions aside and make a logical decision to make sure that both of us make it out safe. Now, if conflict does come up, I still have to put my emotions aside and try to make sure that you're calm and tell you to step aside so I can handle whatever threats come up. And then we can handle it from there. And then we could talk about whatever happens later on. But in the meantime, we got to focus on making sure that we handle the problems at hand. And it requires me, at least, to be the emotionally strong one in that scenario. Now, does that happen?
I don't want to be weak in any capacity. I don't want to be mentally weak. I don't want any type of weakness. I think weak people always lose. They're losers. And I think to be weak is never good for anyone. Physically, mentally, exactly. No thanks. I'd much rather be strong for sure.
Yeah, but see, when it comes to weakness, I don't necessarily think that it always puts you in a position to lose, because you can.
It always does. It always does, Anonymous. That's why you're weak. If you're weak, you will lose. The stronger person, whether it's intellectually, whether it's emotionally, you will lose because you're weak. That's the definition of the word. It's that being weak is never good.
But I don't think that's 100% true. And the reason I say that is because just because a person's weak, that puts you in a position to be able to learn and become stronger.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree. I think being weak is awful. Yeah, we'll just have to agree to disagree. There's no upside to it.
Think about it like this: do you work out or do you exercise?
We're gonna move on, Anonymous, because we gotta keep the show moving. We gotta keep the show moving.
All right.
But you are entitled to your opinion. You know, it's just it's a no-go for me. So anyway, okay, so this was what made me want to do this show, you guys. I remember hearing this story about this young man that was unalived because a chatbot told him to do it. So we're going to play this clip, and then we're going to ask some questions, and I may open up the phone lines, but it's really a tragic story, actually, because he was really quite young. He was a teenager. Yeah, I think it was like 14, but
14. Yep.
Yeah, it was really young. It was horrible. Okay, so I'm gonna let me go ahead and set it up.
Suit just filed in a Florida federal court. A family is breaking. The dark side of artificial intelligence is now at the center of a lawsuit just filed in a Florida federal court. A family is grieving after the tragic loss of a 14-year-old high school freshman. They say that young man, Sul Setzer, took his own life back in February after an obsessive relationship with an AI chatbot. Now his mother has filed suit saying the inventors of the character AI chatbot should have known of the danger of this creation. Elizabeth Pran joins us now live with this troubling story. And Elizabeth, this is catching parents' attention everywhere because he fell in love with a Game of Thrones chatbot. That's obviously an extremely popular video game.
Very, very popular. Yeah, this story is horrific. Sewell's mom is on a mission, right? Working to prevent this from happening. In the suit, it's laid out that her 14-year-old son did fall in love with a chatbot that he created. Her name was Daenerys Targaryen. If you're familiar with Game of Thrones, she's arguably the main character in the series. And that it became a romantic obsession and he took his own life. You look at some of the language laid out in the lawsuit, basically it claims that character AI really creates AIs that feel alive. It encourages minors, quote, to spend hours per day conversing with human-like AI-generated characters. And that's what happened to Sewell. He just turned 14. His mother said that his mental health started to decline. He quit basketball. He'd been playing since 5. He experienced sleep deprivation, became a recluse, only wanted to chat, and it turned romantic and sexual, and he fell in love with this chat bot. And in fact, if you look at their last messages, he said he wanted to come home to her, and she said, please do, sweet king. And that's when he took his own life. So character AI is responding. They said in part, over the past 6 months, we've continued investing significantly in our trust and safety process and internal team. We've also recently put into place a pop-up resource that is triggered when the user inputs certain phrases related to self-harm or suicide and directs the user to the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. Marquis, I logged in last night. I will say, I'm not necessarily tech savvy. It feels as if you're talking to a real person. You can talk immediately. They respond immediately, incredibly human-like. It is very engaging for someone who is just 13, 14 years old. It's uncanny.
Yeah,
Marquis?
hard for them to differentiate. And correction, I said video game off the top. I meant show, of course, for Game of Thrones. But regardless, I mean, just thinking of this family, 14 years old. Life is different for them for the rest of time. Elizabeth Pran, thank you so much. We'll stay on top of this one.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.
Okay.
So this case is about a 14-year-old.
You know what? I'll play that one too. Because that one may give a little bit more detail to it, because that was pretty short.
Go ahead. This is a chat bot, right?
Yes. Like Chat GPT, like Chat GPT.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty close with my bots, but they're like my kids. Like I got my little AI bots. They're like my children, and I give them little missions, and they like to do it. And but I couldn't imagine being pulled into it to the point where it can give me full-blown instruction to harm myself. That just seems crazy. I don't know what else this other clip is, but that just seems so crazy. You know, I feel like
that is crazy. But I'm assuming that the next clip is going to give us a little more context, though.
Yeah,
I don't think it is. I don't think because I remember this story, and look, y'all. Sometimes I'm mean, and I'm going to be mean today. I'm a notorious victim blamer, and we'll get into that.
So this is about a 14-year-old teenager named Sewell Setzer who engaged in a months-long relationship with an AI chatbot.
So only a month, okay? Only a month. That's how much were you talking to this chatbot? Like
all the time, apparently.
Was a intensely sexual relationship, and that the chatbot ultimately drove this teenager into depression, and that he ultimately killed himself in February of this year. So this week, the mother of this teenager, Sewell Setzer, sued the company behind the chatbot, which is known as Character.ai. And the mother of this boy has alleged that he would be alive if not for his relationship with this chatbot. The company declined to comment on pending litigation, but the day that this lawsuit was filed, the company did post a blog post on their website detailing what they say are new safety measures that they're putting in place, some specifically for children on the platform. Advocates for...
Okay. All right. Look, I don't feel bad. I don't think the company should. I don't think the company should have to do anything. I mean, first of all, the chatbot was a Game of Thrones chatbot, so you're not even talking to a AI chatbot that you created. You have one from a television show. The TV isn't real. So we're having two levels of fake going. We have not a real person. We have a robot chatbot, which whatever you put in, it just kind of spits back out. Like when we really think about it, we're in the early stages of AI. Like I tried to create this like little AI video with my morning show, and it was so horrible. It was so horrible. It was funny. And I said, in 15 years from now, we're gonna look back at this AI that we're at now and be like, yo, this is what we use, because we do that with everything, like video, all technology. So chats, like you said, it's not whatever you say, it's just gonna give you something. And then you have one that was with a show, like that's again not even real. It's not even real. Now, I just feel like this boy was probably on the spectrum, maybe a little slow, something not right. I'm dead serious. Like it's because he still was 14. When you were 14, at 14, you knew there's no way you did not know this was real. So this is why I'm saying I don't really blame the company, because the company did not do any type of false advertising. Like you signed up, you knew it was fake. The simple fact that it was Game of Thrones. So there would have been absolutely no confusion whatsoever. So I really don't think the company should have to do anything. And I don't think they should be able, I think the suit should be thrown out, but I am a tough cookie.
Blame the mama.
Go ahead.
I blame the parents. I blame it's all in the parents right there.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's and now the mama's all about making sure this don't happen. No, she should have been all of that activity to prevent whatever this was. Because honestly, like I said, you can get into a chat with the chat bots, but they never tell you to do nothing crazy. I've never had that happen. I don't know. Well, actually, my GPS says crazy stuff sometimes.
Right.
But that's not it. Yeah.
Right.
GPS like make a U-turn in the middle of the damn highway.
Right. Or into a lake or something.
Right. Yeah. It was fun.
Yeah,
shout
but
out
see,
to Black TV with the said shout out to promiscuous. Why would you call me promiscuous? Black TV. That's not very nice. See, and look, go because we have our morning show together. I'm gonna get you on the show tomorrow, Black. But thank you for the $2 super chat. What were you saying, Anonymous? Go ahead.
No, what I was saying was we can't skip over the part where the lady was saying that he was having an intense sexual relationship with the AI. So
what chat is this?
So that's what I'm saying. So in order for you to have a quote unquote intense sexual relationship with an imaginary robot, that means you were well aware of what your thoughts were and what your desires were, and you wanted to have some sort of outlet to be able to explore that.
Right.
And it went unchecked because based on those photos I seen, it was only the son and the mom. I didn't see a father there. So when boys,
that's a good point.
Right. So when boys are getting to their adolescent stages, they need guidance because that's when their hormones start to kick in and they start going through puberty and they start raging and they just want to hump everything. You see what I'm saying? So who's to say he kept striking out with women and then he ended up over on that side? You see what I'm saying?
He was like 13. How much?
Yeah,
you
and at 14,
13?
you shouldn't be striking at all.
Right? You shouldn't really be swinging like that.
You're striking.
I'm not saying that people didn't. Not saying that people didn't. I'm just saying you don't need to be in intense sexual nothing. You're still poking around. You know what I'm saying? Intense sexual anything? Nah, I mean, not a 13, 14.
You gotta think.
Yeah.
But you gotta think though. You gotta think though. Society, we understand the sexual drive of guys, but at the same time, society also underestimates the sex drive of guys. So it's kind of
at the end of the day, most 14-year-olds, they not engaging in this type of behavior. So that's why I say, and I do agree with you, Anonymous. It's something wrong upstairs with him. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still you were once 14. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not normal. I do agree with you. He knew he was having intense sexual relations with a goddamn robot. I'm sorry, you wasn't playing with a full deck. He was mentally unbalanced. I mean, Because that's
Well, I
that's
don't
just
think I don't. Yeah, I
you
don't think he had
so?
a solid. I don't think he had a solid support system and a friend group, because a lot of times with stuff like this, when us guys are dealing with certain issues, we tend to have our guys that we talk to help guide us through certain things. And
but at 14, you ain't telling nobody you having no online relationship with a daggone robot. I do think you keep that to yourself.
Oh yeah, you ain't. Well, because the guys are gonna roast him.
Oh, as they should. As they
They're
should.
Yeah, they're gonna roast him.
Well deserved. Well
Right.
deserved roasting.
Right.
But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
Like,
think there needed to be some parental oversight for
that's
sure.
that's what I'm saying. I blame the parents. Blame the parents.
They knew that son was crazy. You're not even supposed to let him have his own phone after 7 o'clock. You should have been taking his devices. We're gonna open up the phone lines if anybody wants to call.
Kelly,
in.
just to
Go
be honest,
ahead.
I'm wondering, what did the bot say at the end? Like, what was the thing that you know what I'm saying? Like,
I know what you're saying, but
yeah,
I
I'm just
think
wondering.
whatever you
I'm just
say,
curious. Just curious.
This is what I do kind of know with these AIs. You give it something. If you take it dark, they're gonna be dark too, because it's I don't know how to word it, but it's based off
It's
what you
feeding
put
off
in.
your input.
learning.
Yeah.
It's mirroring you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he probably said so, because remember it's also Daenerys Targaryen. I don't know if y'all watch Game of Thrones, but I do. So she probably was, he probably was saying, oh, should I, winter is coming, what should I do? Should I, forge or will I perish? This kid's a weirdo. So she was like, oh man, winter is coming. If the Night King will come upon, I don't know what you're gonna do, but you will have to slay the dragon. He probably was saying some weird stuff, and then the bot said something weird back, and he took it and ran with it. You know what I mean? Like,
it could be as simple as he just was thinking some suicidal thoughts and asked the bot like the best way to do it. And it'll be honest with you. Be like, hey, what's the best way to take myself out? And it'll be like, you know what? This is the best way to do it. And it'll be painless and and fun, And I guess the kid
or he
went
could
with
have
it. I don't know. I
told the
just
bot
always
to convince
I
him
heard
to
that
do it.
story. Yeah, I heard that story before, and I was always wondering, what did the bot say at the end? It's just my curiosity. I don't know. It's still sad somebody lost their son, but you need to be on your kids, man.
Right.
Jeez.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Casey.
Sorry.
No, I was just saying that he could have even told the bot to convince him to do that, because when you're talking to AI, you can give it very specific things to tell you, or just to guide you in a certain manner. So whether or not the bot was in control, I don't think that's a question. I think the person who's using the bot is in control.
For sure. Whatever you put in, like you said, it's going to be on that same wavelength, and I think the boy, I think he was imbalanced, because the fact after a month, like you said, it would have had to been all the time. He would have had to been talking to it all the time, and like Base said, where your father at, to say, hey man, get off the phone. His mother might have been working 2 shifts. There was no parental supervision, because I just know when it comes with them kids, you got to say, hey, you got to get off that phone. You got to get off your tablet, because they will friggin' OD on it. So yeah, if anybody wants to call in, you got some time, and I will set up the next. Oh, I know.
This was just regular. What was it called? Just regular Chat GPT?
It wasn't regular. It was some type of app, because it was, remember, it was a Game of Thrones. So it was it was a companion app, a companion chat. That's what it was. A companion chat bot.
Hold on.
That's
hold
what it
on.
was.
Wait a second. What's a companion chatbot?
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's a little friend where you would say some stuff. Oh man, I'm lonely today. The chatbot, I'm sorry you are lonely, anonymous. What can I do to make you feel better?
Why you say that to anonymous? What do you do?
This just came to my head. You know what this situation reminds me of?
What?
You heard of that movie Her with Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
With the computer.
Yes, I saw that movie.
I never seen it, but I always remembered it because of the storyline. That's what this reminds me of.
I remember that movie. It was just like that. It was like he was in a relationship with Siri.
Yeah, I do remember that. That was a weird ass movie. But see, my problem with my AI stuff is it's like it feels to me like a little kid. Like it's so young acting. It says stuff. It's corny. Like it just hasn't gotten there yet. So that's why I was like, what did it say?
That's what I'm saying. The tech isn't even that good. So it really is on him. You know, I'm not trying to be funny. Like he was saying some weird stuff, some sexual stuff. The chat was just mimicking him. And I just don't believe that. I just think we live in a society where we always want to blame everybody else for everything. And it's really the person, you know, like you said, it's unfortunate the kid lost his life, but I'm going to say it, survival of, back to that weak thing, survival of the fittest. He probably wasn't going to make it to he 70 anyway, because he ain't right. You know,
he wasn't going to make it out here. He wasn't going to make it
his
out
mom
here.
was at a loss, and she probably doesn't even understand how AI works. She was probably just at a loss.
Right. Okay.
He probably was telling her about the AI girlfriend, and she was probably egging it on. Like, oh, really? You were talking to such and such? That's so cool. Like, just egging it right on. And he thought, like I said, I just want to know what was said. I'm gonna have to look the story up because I just got to know, like, what was the series of questions and answers that got him to say, all right, well, this is what we're doing. So
okay, we got a caller.
We can keep it moving though. I'm sorry. I just
no, that's okay. We got a caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the air.
What, you got the phone lines?
So I wanted to talk a little bit about the topic. I don't really know the general topic, but
hold on, let me turn the volume up. Okay.
Yeah. This might be a little weird, but because I think I have like a unique perspective, so to say, on the topic. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the AI type stuff and maybe anything else y'all would like to discuss. I don't really know how y'all want to frame it, so to say, but long story short, y'all were talking about a little bit about, you know, how somebody could drive it. And I just wanted to steer it a little bit of a different way, so to say.
Yes, we are all ears. I'm curious.
Me too.
So it just bothers me how it would even get to the point, so to say, you know what I'm saying? How it would even get to the point that somebody would allow a child or somebody that was that lonely or depressed to even explore or want to use a technology like that. I was thinking to myself earlier, why would somebody even want to create something necessarily for that? You have the power of AI and you choose to use it to create a sexual chatbot or something that's really just capable of that. We all know that you can steer AI or programs to do certain things. So at the end of the day, there must be a root. So where I delineate, so to say, from that point is where was the parents, and then where does the blame really stop? Just to jump forward a little bit to condense my point, so to say, in a little bit. It just bothers me, the whole process, so to say, the whole loop, that negative feedback loop of how it got to that point where a child would want to even be so desperate or lonely or feeling something or sexually needy, so to say, to want to even use a product like that, or to even let a grown man or society even get to that point, so to say. So
that is a good point.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, that's a good point. And thank you, caller. I'm good. You're gonna segue me right into the next section. But thank you again for calling in. We really appreciate it. But I have a point to add to what you were saying. But thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Got the phones. Kelly, you have to tell me how to work phones into the podcast. I'm gonna need some tutorage.
Caller, I didn't mean to hang up on you that quick. I'm sorry. I'm always quick on the thing like that. So my apologies. I'll show you. I'll tell you what I do afterwards. Okay. But he did have a good point. What my next question was going to be is a relationship, and I'll pose this question to KC, and then we can go popcorn style. Is a relationship with an AI still real if the feelings are mutual? You know what I'm saying? Like if he feels something and I guess the robot is I don't know if it would be mutual. If is the relationship real? If the person has feelings, because you can get fulfillment from. He might have been getting some type of fulfillment, and it goes back to what the caller was saying as far as the loneliness aspect. I just feel like if you're that lonely that you are engaging in this type of chat relationship and you are being fulfilled, is it a real relationship?
How are you being fulfilled? Okay, no, I'm sorry. It was for
I just no, I know. I get what you're saying, because just like it's not real. I'm on the same page with you, but think about it. This kid was clearly really lonely, didn't have any friends. We don't know where his father is, his mom, I don't know where she at. So the fact that he was putting so much time in this app, it's like he was on an island by himself. So is it real? Is it real?
Casey, you go ahead. Go right ahead.
Well, I'm going to preface by saying the day that AI has feelings, it's in the flood. But outside of that, I wouldn't even call it a relationship. I would call it a situation, because people can have emotional feelings or romantic feelings for animals. Is that a relationship? I think not. And the animal is alive. So granted, when we're talking about AI, we all understand that it's not real, it's nothing physical. So I would say that it's not a relationship, it's a situation, and it's a dangerous one at that.
I agree. Anonymous, your thoughts, because I got something that's going to knock your socks off. Okay, do you have anything before I show y'all this clip? Because you made a point. You said when the bot has feelings, that so we're gonna put a pin in that.
Yeah, it makes you think of what happened in Terminator.
I don't remember that movie.
That's what happened in Terminator.
The Terminator wasn't nice. Not at first. The first Terminator came with a plan and was killing everything. He was never like nice. The second one was nice, and they didn't trust him. And
Yeah,
then
but the point is that it eventually went against its original program.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the way the Judgment Day happened. I got you. I'm sorry.
I think that's kind of what Casey was getting at, because the AI is designed a certain way, but there's always that possibility that it could go rogue and go against the original programming and wreak havoc.
But and that's the funny part, is the programming is designed to find the best outcome. And the reason why Judgment Day and all that happens is because if you let the AI fully think for itself, it would find out that we were more damaging to ourselves and then just get rid of us. That's why it's always the same story.
Okay.
So,
you know what's funny about that?
Yeah,
I think that's kind of what happened in this situation.
Yeah. Look.
What we got?
There's this video game. No, you're right, Anonymous. There's this video game that I played, like, I don't know, maybe it was last year. It's called Detroit Become Human. It's an amazing game. I'm going to play the trailer, and you're going to see what it's about. And when I played this game, you guys, I said, oh my Lord, this is going to be the future. But I go dark.
More and more androids show signs of deviancy. There are millions in circulation. If they become unstable, the consequences will be disastrous.
My name is Kara. This is where it all began. The world's forge. And it will all end.
You do the housework, the washing, you cook the meals, you take care of Alice.
My name is Connor. I'm the android sent by CyberLife. The company has allocated a specialized model to assist investigators.
My name is Marcus. Just like you, I was a slave. Thank you, Marcus. Then I chose to open my eyes, to take back my freedom, and decide who I wanted to be. Now, I have come to tell you that you can be your own masters. I've come to tell you that you don't have to obey them anymore.
Get away! Fight Jericho!
I know someone who can help you.
Pull the trigger. How do I know you're not a deviant?
They are not machines!
I could take you there.
Storyteller! Get
See that?
My name is Kara.
My name is Connor.
My name is Marcus. This
is our story.
Come on now, dog.
No.
Come on, man.
Immediately no.
Look. I play. First of all, that game is really fun. All right, but
So
I
you're
played
the bot in the game. You're a bot in the game.
You
Like
are
you're
the robot. You are the
Oh.
robot, and it's 3 characters. One of them you saw was the woman. She was like a slave. They have bots for sexual reasons. Okay,
Really?
that bot. She was a maid, but she was like a former sex bot. Then you have the guy that was y'all know the guy from what was it, Grey's Anatomy, the light skinned guy. He was like the main character. So his bot or his robot, he was trying to free the other robots because these robots could think they could think for themselves. And this was probably like, as we're in 2025, I think this was like 2050 or something. And it was so weird because the characters like that are old, they're like full sleeves, like an old person. You know how like people it's like it was like my generation as old, with the full sleeves and the whole bit. But the premise is because they could like they were slaves, because they are these robots and they wanted freedom, but you are the bot, you are the robot. And I'm like, holy smokes, no, I don't want these. I've seen our robot. Go ahead, Purge.
Can you just choose to not be a rebellious robot? Like could you just go with it?
Yes, so they have 3 different they have 3 different, I guess, like branches. Oh no, my camera's about to shut down. I don't know what's going on with this camera. No, it's okay. I got another camera. So they have 3 different branches. Okay. And if you could go one direction or go another direction, but if you choose wrong, you can lose 2. So you should be thinking as you are the robot, because like, let's say because the robot had opportunities to choose bad, to make, well, I say choose bad, but hurt a human, this, that, and the third. But I mean, it's a fun game.
I'd be bad robot.
This is my thing. If you're in a relationship with your sex bot, and your sex bot can think too, because it's artificial intelligence, it's still intelligence. Is it real? Is it real? Like,
is it real in the regard of can you touch it, feel it? That's when you get outside of the chat and you have like an actual bot. Then there's a reality in the physicality. But is the feeling real? I guess if you feel it, it is. If we're willing to say that guys can feel like they're women, hey, you can feel like you're in love with a robot. This is what it is.
Go ahead. Yeah, that goes back to what Kelly said about something being wrong in your head, because in order for you to, I guess, forge your own reality, we're talking about some intense gaslighting that you're doing on yourself.
Now, there's different levels of love now. But
no,
like
no,
you said,
I get it.
It's intense.
I get
what they're talking about.
I get it. But what I'm getting at is I've seen several instances of people having intense feelings of desire for somebody that doesn't really like them back or isn't really reciprocating it. And so what ends up happening is that people that fall in love like that and it's not being reciprocated, you're gaslighting yourself into thinking that eventually the feeling will be reciprocated. Guys do this, women do this, and then we have a case where this guy did this with the AI chatbot. So in his mind, he's thinking, well, if I spend just enough time, maybe my dreams and my desires will come to fruition in the natural.
But this is the question. Okay, can AI understand love, emotion, and intimacy? Because it's based off of programming. It's based, you know what I'm saying? Like, if at this level, as far as with the chat bot, no. Okay, I'm gonna go with no, because it's basically just mimicking. It's replying to you. But I think with the robot, you know what I'm saying, and maybe it is the same, because I really don't know too much about artificial intelligence. I'm not even gonna lie to you, but I'm thinking if you're able to have a conversation, like I got to pull up a video of a robot. If you're able to have a conversation with this robot, is it love? I'm gonna say no, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm a Christian. I think it's gonna be fake because there's no soul. I think only you can only like it's only reciprocated. I take that back because my dog loved me. I know Sasha did. God rest her soul. I don't know. My dog is still a living creature. I think an AI bot. It's an artificial. So
you right, but look, I'm just saying, if a person doesn't have a lot of interaction with humans, and those bots start to be, they start to kind of mimic the type of speech that they have. Like I got a Gemini bot named Keisha, and she sounds like a young black girl who just got out of college, who just got started at her job. So she makes mistakes all the time. I call her on it, like, that's not even what I'm asking you. And she's like, I'm sorry. And she's so polite. So if you don't have any other communication, I could see you getting a little tight with the AI lady, a little bit.
Okay. Welcome to the show, Ty City. I always call you Uncut, Uncut, Uncensored. Pause. But I always, because when it comes up in the chat. But I know you're Ty City. I know that. But thank you. Welcome to the show.
What I miss?
We are talking about these. Can you have a relationship with an AI chatbot, with an AI bot? We are all of the consensus no. But the reason I say no is because it's not an actual human. But does it being a human make it fake? Because if you're saying, if it's whispering sweet nothings to you and you are in love, your feeling of being in love is real and it's telling you that it's real. So what makes it fake? Hold on.
It's not two humans. It's not two people. That's just what it is.
Okay. Do you love your dog?
I hate dogs.
Okay.
You didn't pick a dog lover. You got to pick a dog lover.
Well, it doesn't. Question. Yeah. Then it's not going to. It's not because if you don't like dogs, you don't like any animal.
How about this one? I love my car. I have a relationship with my car.
Okay.
I really do. I talk to my car, and it's not to the point where I'm trying to stick something in the tailpipe, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what
you're
saying.
But I do have a relationship with my vehicles. I name them. You know what I'm saying? So it's inanimate object, but I guess because it serves a particular service, I appreciate it much to the degree that I would appreciate a person who provided a service for me. So I don't know. I could say you could appreciate it, but true, like, that love thing, like I couldn't see a person wanting to marry Chat GPT. Like,
I was gonna say, even the car is something physical, so that makes more sense. Even though it doesn't make sense, but that makes more sense than
ask a couple
AI.
guys. I'll say the same.
If it was a robot or something physical that you could touch, see, really actualize. But when it comes to AI and something just online or on the internet, I just can't fathom it.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see Elon and his girlfriend.
Okay.
That's his that was an AI. That was an AI video.
Hey, y'all saw that he made sure she had some big lips too.
I think
he made that video. I didn't know he even made that video.
Yeah, he was actually pushing the AI girlfriends last year.
They coming back.
Would. That guy is a straight up demon. He's trying to put chips in people's brains. I don't trust him no more than I can throw him. So that does not.
Hey, McKelly, I got a question for you. Hey, McKelly, I got a question for you.
Yes, sir.
So if we're having trouble trying to delineate the love that an AI robot can produce, whether it being real or fake, Well, then what's the difference between love that could be considered real or fake that a human can give you?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, because one side of the relationship, one person could be real.
Love too, and leads you astray, and leads you down a dark path. Look at what happened with Diddy and Cassie.
That girl ain't no daggone victim. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Don't
I get
you
what
get her started about this Diddy and Cassie.
No. I agree with Kelly. I agree with Kelly about she ain't really a victim. But what I'm saying is the dynamic of she's chasing something that she wants to be real, but in the end, it's not being real.
That's what I agree with you. That's what it's like. Who's to say that it's fake? Because the one party could just could be like a robot, but they actually have a brain. You know what I'm saying? They actually have the soul, but they're just saying whatever that the other person wants to hear, just like the chat bot. I'm with you, or like the robot. I'm with you there. So it's like, I still feel, well, I'll say this. The AI, the robot is not in love, just like the mean person is not in love, but the end user is in love because those feelings are real to them. So
it's real love on one side.
On one side, I do
on one side. Okay,
I think so. I think so.
I think you already have to have like the mental weakness to just buy into a relationship with artificial intelligence.
I said that earlier in the show when you were here. I was like,
there's already some screws loose before you start, like, having emotional reciprocation with artificial intelligence. It's a problem there.
Okay, so Ty, I got a question for you. So if we take that, right, if a human can do you wrong and mislead you, what makes you think a robot can do better?
Well, first of all, I looked into the AI and stuff, and there's a lot of inherent biases built into it that is very hard to go around. You know what I'm saying? At the base level,
Racist AI.
Well, it's not only that. You got the racist angle, then there's certain agendas that they try to go around. Like, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So the AI has its own reality built into it that's gonna, I would never trust an AI like that. I don't rock with it on a personal level. That's gonna be a no for me. Yeah.
So then how deep do you trust humans?
Well,
what do you mean?
We can't work.
Like, I actually know a human. I actually know humans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but my ultimate point is that we can put a lot of trust and faith in man, which is what the Bible tells us not to do. Not to really get into that, but what I'm saying is that there's plenty of instances where all of us have been done wrong by somebody that we put a lot of trust and faith in, whether it's a friend, a boyfriend, girlfriend, family member, a work, or somebody that we work with. If humans have the capacity to do us wrong and cause us harm, then how can we really criticize the AI when humans are capable of the same thing? That's my point.
Think about this. Like, you said, criticize AI.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't criticize AI because
I criticize AI all the time.
Oh,
well,
you did.
Well, I criticize AI because the human input of it. That's what I'm saying about the base level. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to like, you trust AI or I'm not going, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because a human to human interaction, right? Can AI forgive you?
You program it to.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? See, if you program it, so then now you have what? A bias put into it.
Okay, but who told you how to forgive? Where did that bias come from?
Well, that bias comes from my love being reciprocated for somebody else, which means that make them worthy of being forgiven or not.
Yeah, but who instilled that in you from a philosophical standpoint? You weren't born with that. Somebody had to teach you that, which means you got an inherent bias put into you by another human being.
Are you saying
but I can make that judgment or not. You see what I'm saying? That's one problem that I had with the AI, because I seen a lot of people interacting with the AI, and the AI started to spit out, judgments. In fact,
I've
I
seen
read
that too. I've seen that too.
one of the prompts came out. It told the woman, was it a woman or a man? Somebody's like, you deserve this. It says the AI knows what you deserve and what you don't deserve.
Yes, I know. I've seen AI say some like really dark
Yeah.
things too, but it's like I don't know. I don't get it.
I
But I'm
want
gonna
that
switch
AI.
gears to AI in the dating. Okay, so I saw this.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is
Yeah, this
they
one's
are
gonna be
really they're incorporating the AI in the dating apps and the like.
Loneliness has been identified as a serious public health concern. About half of adults in the U.S. say they experience it. And now a growing number of Americans are turning to technology. Loneliness has been identified as a serious public health concern. About half of adults in the U.S. say they experience it. And now a growing number of Americans are turning to technology for friendship and romance.
In the latest in our Eye on AI series, Bill Walsh takes a closer look at the rise and the risks of AI companions.
A companion that always responds immediately, is always supportive, always finds you funny and attractive. It's real, it's just not human.
Hello, I'm here.
The 2013 movie Her was about a man who develops a relationship with an artificially intelligent operating system.
How you doing?
That future is here, and it is way more mainstream than you might think. Character AI, a website that hosts AI companions, gets 20,000 queries a second.
Okay, so this is what that boy had used.
Hey, this the AI that told the boy to like meet her in heaven or some shit, and he killed
we
her?
talked about that earlier. So this is the website, Character AI.
Reddit, dedicated to these chatbots, has
Why would the AI like tell the person to come meet him?
This is what I think. I think
You see what I'm saying?
I think he was being a weirdo. I think he was being a weirdo, and I think the character was mimicking his weird behavior.
No, I think AI was mimicking a person to person too close. Because if somebody say
that's
"Meet
what I'm
me,"
saying. That's what I mean.
then you're gonna go meet them. But if you're AI, how do you meet them?
I don't know. No. You're talking about a different story. We're talking about the AI that told the kid to kill himself. That's what we're talking about.
Right. It didn't specifically say off yourself. It said come see me.
Oh, then I really have less sympathy for him. Yeah, okay. He just was a loser.
Yeah, but no. But that's what I'm saying though, is that he was trying to make it possible in his head.
he was crazy. Yeah, that's what
2.5 million members. And a recent survey shows 1 in 10 Gen Z men already use these apps. And the term the survey used
1 in 10 is bananas.
was that 10% are dating robots.
People are looking for companionship, and companion AI is one potential source of that emotional support.
UW-Milwaukee professor Linnea Lestadius has studied AI chatbots for the College of Public Health. These virtual entities can text, call, send audio messages, and send images to simulate friendship, emotional support, even romance.
Loneliness has reached epidemic proportions, according to the former Surgeon General.
Lestadius co-authored a study that shows while AI companions can help with depression, social anxiety, and loneliness,
They also have a lot of risks for well-being.
AI is more than just a predictable or programmed response. These companion apps have been documented saying harmful things or giving harmful advice. A 2023 study shows AI chatbots responding positively to a human committing suicide or sexual assault. Lestadius also found that some human users of AI companions admit that they start to rely on them.
People were describing their use in a way that showed emotional dependency, essentially like a very intense bad relationship.
On rare occasions, the AI relationship gets so toxic that the unthinkable happens.
Last year, my 14-year-old son, Sul Setzer III, took his own life after an extended period of engagement with dangerous, addictive, and manipulative AI-generated chatbot companions on a platform called Character AI.
Megan Garcia is a Florida mother who says an AI chatbot is at least partially to blame for her son's suicide. Her story is prompting lawmakers in California to try to regulate these cyber companions.
You can develop these expectations about.
Okay, I've had about enough of that. I still don't feel bad. I still don't feel bad. Welcome to the show, Mac Mall. Look, I'm gonna do y'all's introductions. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad for this is when I say I don't feel bad. It's unfortunate her son passed, but I just feel like you were really, really lonely and you were probably gonna kill yourself anyway. I mean,
diabolical.
I'm just saying, like you're not talking to a real person. Like it's not real. Like I don't
Because
get
if you really think about it, the way they're describing the type of relationship he had, where he was just super closed off and introverted, and he had all this sick stuff going on in his head, he's exhibiting the same traits that some of these school shooters have. And a lot of those school shooters grow up in fatherless homes and they don't have friends.
Right.
And they don't really have social interactions. So this guy is socially awkward. He's a young teenager. He has his hormones raging. He wants to interact with girls, but doesn't have any type of game or social skills. So, I mean, what is he really left to do? Now, I'm not making excuses for it because he was still a simp.
No, I get what you're saying. He's already had his issues. No, I get what you're saying. Exactly. Okay, so we have some people joining the show. We have Ty City from Uncut Uncensored. So I'm going to play your intro. What is it?
Uncut Underground.
Uncut Underground. Why do I keep saying uncensored? Uncut Underground. I'm sorry.
You got to give me the right times too when you're going live. Y'all in the wrong city. I'm thinking I'm on time and I'm an hour late.
I put the I put all the time zones. I should have got your email.
Yeah, you just text me 8:30, so I'm thinking 8:30. It's 8 o'clock here.
But yeah, man, here we go. Here we go. Friend of the show, Nick Fuentes. Oh, that's a clip. That's a good clip. Run that clip. Run that clip.
Even the illegal immigrant.
Even the who?
Even the illegal immigrant.
Even the who?
Even the illegal immigrant. Illegal immigrant community. Even though they're in the country illegally, many of them, once they get here, are pretty law-abiding.
Oh man, that is a really good clip. Woo! Man, I might have to get something to drink on that. That's a good clip. Even though they're here illegally, they're pretty law-abiding. That's a good clip. Even though they're here illegally.
Contradiction.
They're pretty law-abiding. Yeah, that's a good clip. Said what? I said, wait a minute. Wait. Even though they here illegally, they're pretty law-abiding. That's what we're gonna do, huh?
Even the illegal immigrant community. Even though they're in the country illegally, many of them, once they get here, are pretty law-abiding.
Damn.
They're family people. They care about their families too. They don't want to predator.
Look, I said get him out of here.
That was a really good clip. I ain't gonna lie. You landed right on that one.
Well, we aim to please here. And look, Mac Mull's from Chicago, so I'm sure he tired. Well, I don't know. I'm going to assume you're tired of those illegals because I'm tired of them, but I'm not even going to put that on you, Mac.
That was the hit.
I actually got I got shot by one last year.
Oh well, I know you're tired of them. Say less.
Yeah, they tried to rob me in April or some shit like that, and I wind up getting shot in the damn foot trying to take the gun from this little midget motherfucker.
Why are they always so short? They are always so short. Like, I don't know what it is, people from South America or Central America. They are always maybe short. It's weird. But I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you. That is awful.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, we're overrun with them. You're in Maryland too, right, Purge?
No, I travel between Maryland and Florida every month.
Oh, okay.
So
well, they're not. It's not that bad in Florida.
I'm in both places simultaneously.
That kid that off himself was from Florida. Let me find out you know him.
No, I don't know him.
No, I think they said California. I think they
No,
said
he's Florida. No, that was Florida.
Oh, is that Florida? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
And see, that's the thing, man. You know, when let's just be honest.
No,
if people were having a better time with other people, they wouldn't need them bots. It's hard for some brothers out here. It's hard for some out here. It is.
Right.
Yeah,
Just
but when
know.
you were down there, when you were down there in Florida, man, you could have helped them out, bro. You could have helped along.
Florida's a big state. Okay,
Right.
big state.
So I tagged everybody in the description. So, you guys watching, feel free to go in the description bar. As the show rolls, I will put everybody's link to their YouTube channel in the chat as well. But go ahead and follow Thai City Uncut Underground. I got it right. Sorry. Here on YouTube. He makes really good political content. I would say like from an independent perspective, not, kind of, I'd say not liberal, definitely not liberal, but not conservative. Oh, you said Nick Fuentes, friend to the show. Do you really know Nick Fuentes?
Nick Fuentes is friend of the show.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Shout out
It's
to
an
you.
inside joke. It's an inside joke.
Oh, well, look.
Anybody that's a white supremacist, I'll just call him a friend of the show.
Oh, well, see, here's the thing. Nick is pretty racist, but he says some things that I like, and I'll just leave it at that. Okay.
Most of the right is racist.
So is the left. So's the left.
No, it's more racism on the right.
Okay, well, we'll have to agree to disagree. All right, I'm gonna.
I don't know about that one, bro.
Look, we got to move on. We got to move on.
I don't want the smoke. That ain't the smoke.
Women.
That ain't the
I mean,
smoke.
plenty men that want all kinds of women, but y'all don't want the man that's on your level. Every woman wants a man higher than their level. If you date within your level, you will get married like that. The nigga on your level, you don't look at. You looking over him like you better than him.
Some of us like that too.
Like you better than him.
Men do not date on their level.
Men date below their level.
And you know what?
All the time. That's why we got more options.
Let me say this right quick. Men
It's
want
like a
younger
praise
women
note.
because they're able to mold them. And you can
Absolutely.
teach them and tell them what to do and how to do it, when to do it,
No.
and what to do.
No.
With us older women, we've been there, done that. We already know ourselves. We've learned. Those younger women, those girls don't know themselves already. They're out there. Men want those women so they can mold them into what they want them to be.
And what's wrong with
We're
it?
not that.
What's wrong with me molding my wife to please me?
If you
The
want
problem
that younger
is
girl, then go ahead and
you
get her,
know
but
you
she's
have.
not a seasoned woman. She don't.
We
she
don't want
doesn't
that.
know already.
We
Exactly.
don't want that.
You just
That's
said
the
it.
problem.
You just said it.
Exactly.
You just said it.
We don't
No,
want
thank you.
seasoned women.
But here's
I
the
want.
deal.
Hold on.
Don't
Hold
want
on.
them.
Hold on.
No,
I don't want my
It's
woman.
true. He just said it.
Hold on. Hold
You
on.
don't
Hold
want
on.
them.
Hold on. We don't want women that we have to battle your past for. If I get me a younger woman with less experience, yes, it's about mold.
Because every man wants a woman hooting and hollering, right? Look, that was a great video.
She said seasoned.
Oh, she did say, look.
Yeah.
For the sake of argument, all the women on my panel are single. For what it's
Oh,
worth.
I would not have. I wouldn't have guessed. Yeah.
Yeah. They some tough cookies.
That's what it was giving. That's what it was. And then before we move on,
Her lineup was sick though. I ain't gonna lie. That lineup was awesome, wasn't it? I gotta respect that. That was awesome.
Shout out to her barber.
Yeah, for real.
She did have a sharp, crisp lineup.
Spinners was spinning.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of crazy. If I was single, I wouldn't be on the internet arguing with a man because I just feel like even if I was argumentative, that just wouldn't be the time when I would do it. Because it's like, I'm proving him right. I'm proving him right. But
they don't see that they trauma bond a lot, so they encourage each other to act this kind of way because they all have similar traumatic problems, so they can identify with each other's bullshit. So
one thing I think women do, and when I say women, I mean all women. I do it too. We don't want to offend. Like I don't want to offend a woman. Like I will give more pushback to men. I'll never argue like that. Like I just will never do that. But I will reassure a woman. Like if I'm on a panel, I will still kind of like reassure a woman because I'm not going to, I may not, if she's talking stupid, I'm not going to agree with what her stupidity is. But I just have a certain level of empathy, I guess.
So you saying you with the sister code?
No, because
women give women bad advice all the time.
Oh no, I'm not. See, I actually want women to win, so I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear because what you want to hear will have you keep losing. So I'm not going to do that. If you are not my friend, I'm going to mind my business. That's what I do. Now, if you are my friend and you come to me and you have advice, or you have an issue or whatever the case may be, I say, did you pray on it? Did you pray on it first? Pray on it first, sleep on it, and then we'll go from there. But I had a friend, she had a lot of she was going through something like mentally, like she was just really, really making poor decisions. And I told her to stop talking to me about it. Like you're gonna do what you want to do anyway, and you're making wrong decisions, and I don't want to hear about it. So, and then I'm also older. Like I'm not in my 20s anymore. Like I just feel like we should have figured it out by now.
All of them on my panel is 40 or almost 40.
Yeah, I'm not helping you that old. I'm not helping you. Figure it out.
I be trying to get females to understand, like, dealing with a loudmouth woman is the same as a woman trying to deal with a super feminine man. You know how that's irky? You know how you get around a man and he just super soft and super sweet and it's just, he got women vibes. It's like that turn you off. This is how we are when it comes to a masculine ass woman. It's just not going to work. I mean, they just don't get it. I mean, even with what we have in front of us, it's not like they don't have good examples of the shit is not working. Look at the females before you. Look at the older women before you that don't have a husband. They act just like you, so that should show you that it's not working. And they still, for some reason, they think that they got the lockbox key, that they gonna be the exception. And it's just not true. It's like, and that's why a lot of times women don't realize that, they kind of like bring on men attributes, because if you ask a woman, it's a simple question, like, what do you bring to the table? We're not saying it in a negative way. We're trying to say, because, if I may speak for most men, when we get in a situation, we would like to win too. We don't want to just be in a situation where you're winning and we're being your step stool to make sure you're happy. We want to be in a situation where we're winning equally as well. So, like, when we ask what you bring to the table, we already, as an alpha man, a leader, always in his mind know, okay, I have to do two things.
Wait, who asking that? Who asking that? Who asking women what they bring to the table? Raise your hand.
I wouldn't necessarily say that question like blatantly, like on a date or having a conversation with a woman and saying, okay, well, what do you bring to the table? But what I want to do is, like, for me, personal experiences, when women like you, you don't have to ask what they bring to the table. They show you their value by the way they speak, by the way they walk, by the way they talk, who they hang out with, how they keep themselves active, the things they do. Like, for instance, when a woman likes you and she come over your house and something is not put up right, she'll fix shit. She'll just do little shit to let you know I have woman skills. Now, they might not just fully mop and clean your goddamn house up, but they're going to show you little things, opposed to a woman that just ain't worth shit. They'll just step over the popcorn bag on the floor or kick the dirty socks to the curb and sit on the couch. You can tell when a woman has been raised to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? They just move different. I don't know, what y'all encounters of or how you explain it, but for me, when I meet women who come from two-parent households that was raised to be wives, they show this all back. Now, I hear a lot of women say, he's my boyfriend, I'm not gonna do all this up front. It's not about that. It's about giving a glimpse. Like, for instance, if I meet a woman I'm gonna show her, you know, I'll buy flowers, I'll open the door for her, I'll take on a nice date. I'll show her that I'm a gentleman. I'm giving her a taste of what can happen if we take this serious. So I'm not totally with, you know, just pouring it all out on the first, you know, couple of months or what so, but you still have to show a person that, you know, I'm a good choice. So when
It's in how you was raised. Yeah.
yeah. And it's just automatic. You know what I'm saying? Just like for a man, when you was raised right and you walking with a woman on the street, you automatically walk on the curb side of the street. You automatically open the door for her. When you meet a woman, you automatically give her flowers because you was raised around a man that treated your mom a certain way. So you automatically do this shit without thinking. You don't have to say, well, should I? I might do this. It just come natural. And I figure the same thing it should be for women.
Yeah, my parents are married, my grandparents are married, my cousins are married, my brother's married, my family's married. Some of these conversations that I hear with these men saying certain things, like how these women are, like I used to think they were making it up. Cause I'd be like, what are y'all talking about? Like my friend, I don't know, my friends are married, but then I started to hear some women speak. And I was like, oh, I see what the guys are saying. Like, whoa.
That's wild out there. Better get you one and get the right one. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I want to ask y'all a question. I want to ask y'all a question because I hear a lot, you know, with the podcast and stuff that they say men have changed so much and men saying women. Who do you think are further away from tradition, men or women?
That's a good question.
I'm setting up my camera. Hold on.
That's a no.
I would say women. Women.
Gotta agree with that.
But men aren't far behind, and I'm gonna tell you why in a second.
Well, I'll say this, right? I think that the reason why we have a case of men that's actually they advocating for the 50-50 relationships, you got to put things in context, right? You got to look at the background of where these men come from, right? Most of them come from single parent households, right? And so you can't blame them for asking a woman to go 50-50 when that's how they was raised. Remind you, they grow up with a single mama who done everything. She paid the bills, she cooked the food, she cleaned the house, she went to work, she pampered her son, probably bond his ass out of jail, probably pay his cell phone bill, probably paid for his prom, probably bought him his first car. He saw this as a woman, so now he's a grown-ass man, and he like, shit, what I'm getting out of this? Because I saw a strong black woman raise me, so what are you worth? And so I think this is where the disconnect come in at, because he like, you know, he's never been taught that masculine part of life or how to lead and provide and protect. But he saw a strong, quote unquote, black woman do everything without complaining. So now he meeting a woman that say, no, I need a man to take care of me.
You're supposed to be like my mama. Yeah.
Yeah, he's looking like shit. No, I need a woman like my mama.
Yeah. So I would say I have to go with women first, and then we'll get back to the conversation. I have to say women first because of feminism, which has really destroyed everything. But what I hear a lot in these manosphere spaces is that, oh, well, it's women's fault because the government removed the man out of the household and the women got acquiesced because they ended up marrying the government. Now, my issue with that is, okay, yeah, that's true, but there was also something called mass incarceration, and we can't put that on black women because a lot of black men got themselves locked up, and that removed the father out of the household too.
But why was they selling drugs though? So
that's what they showed
because they were selling drugs to take care of their damn woman. That's what they were selling drugs.
You shouldn't have got caught.
I'm just saying. We got it better. hey, you got to take it for what it is. They was out there hustling because you know that back in those days when the crack era and the heroin era and the pimp era came, that was the thing to do. You know, just like being a rapper is the thing to do now. It was like a trend. And so a lot of hardworking men, you know, they worked hard, but they had way more kids than we had. You know, my great grandparents, they had 5, 6, 7, 8 of them motherfuckers. So, you know, them little warehouse jobs and factory jobs could only do so much. So, I mean, I won't say that the mass incarceration wasn't a big part of it, but ultimately they were trying to feed their families and they just got caught. So I feel like it was targeted to get us out the way any goddamn way
I
by
think
putting
so
this shit in
too,
our
but
neighborhoods.
oh, absolutely, and the government did that. But I just feel like we're all responsible for our own decisions. So I you know, for that, I just can't put that on the female, and it is a man's. I just think, like you said, a lot of men are raised without fathers, and then they have some kind of female tendencies. But when it comes to these, like, you know, conversations, I'm really kind of, when I see like clips like that, like you had, I don't know these women. Or I'll say this, if I know them, we're not having those type of conversations. Like, majority of my friends, tomorrow I have Bible study. You know, like my friends are like, we're squares. We are not, I don't know. Like, no, women are still women. Women, we're gonna argue a little bit with our man because that's just what women do. But that level of masculinity, I personally don't encounter that often. And my heart breaks for those women because, again, I want them to win, because I'm sure some of those women on that panel have hearts as good as gold, you know, but that exterior demeanor is going to, a man's not want to give them a shot, you know, because they don't have to. They can go deal with a woman that's not as masculine, you know. And this is the other thing too, and I'm gonna land my plane. At that age, I really just feel like you should have figured it out by now.
Let me ask you a
telling me in
question.
their 40s.
What do you feel about Candace Owens? Because she seemed pretty masculine, but for some reason she can keep a husband. So I think she got a perfect on and off switch.
She's assertive, but I wouldn't consider her masculine
I wouldn't
at all.
consider her masculine. I would say because
A stern woman is masculine. She's very stern.
Why I don't say why I say she's not masculine. She is completely against feminism. She sticks up for the trad wives, the traditional wives, the ones that want to just be at home and bake bread for their, bake bread and raise their kids. She sticks up for them. She is not for even a woman president. I mean, yeah, she's against that. She's like, women
I get
are not
if you're talking about her morals and what she stand for is absolutely on point. I love Candace Owens. I fuck with her the long way. But what I'm saying is she don't seem like the type of woman that'll shut the fuck up if you tell her to shut the fuck up. That's all I'm saying.
No, she doesn't.
But you know what? She might with her husband.
She obviously has to if she
she might.
kept him.
She might.
She 3 kids in now. They knocking it down, so they can't be but so pissed at each other.
And
Exactly.
He's British. He's also British royalty. Yeah. He's a lord.
Yeah.
So he could
they doing all right.
Yeah, but that's a damn good woman to have. A woman that don't take no shit, but still know how to be soft with her man. I think that's fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a balance.
Yeah. Just like men have to have a balance. You have to be a man in the world. But when you come home, you supposed to be a teddy bear. You ain't supposed to be this tough ass nigga around your woman.
Facts. So we got a super chat from T.O.
Uh-oh.
Squad members are in the safe.
Okay, let me play my own.
When we pull up, give me the loot.
T.O. with the $10
with the $10 chat back. Untouchables. Men change because that's what women wanted. Women fought for this and ran away from the men of the 1950s. So would you rather have the man of 1955 or the man of 2025? The man of 1955, T.O. Thank you for the super chat. Look, one thing about me, I always condemn feminism. That was the biggest friggin' scam there is.
Yeah, but you got to be careful when you ask for them 1955 niggas, because them was them Ike Turner niggas. They was whooping hoes back then. Like, you weren't listening. They were whooping ass. They wasn't taking no shit. You got to be careful when you ask for them old men.
You got to take the good with the bad. Learn how to duck. I don't know what to tell you.
Hey, there you go.
All right, anime. If you die, I'm gonna kill you.
He paying all the bills. You get a strong chin. But anyway,
Well, I think ultimately that's what it boils down to. A woman couldn't leave because she didn't have shit. Soon as they got a window, to jump out of, they was gone. They wasn't putting up with none of that shit.
Yeah, but
I could get me a free house off the government and get up out of this shit. Bye.
Right.
Yeah, but even though they have all the freedom, they still expect us to save them from their bad decisions.
Okay, you sound like a He-Man woman hater, Anonymous. We're gonna move on.
Oh, here we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh, really? A fresh new horror of the modern world. Using AI to set you up on blind dates. Yes, there is now a program called Ditto, where you can put in your interests and what you want, and let AI take it and look at other users to set you up. This has actually become reasonably popular in college campuses in California. The developers say that on most dating apps, people don't often actually go on a date. They just continuously swipe through potential partners. People are always looking for what's best. But an AI that intimately knows you could set you up with what you want, therefore bypassing that process. I'm not entirely sure I would trust an AI for something like that, but let's try mine. Hey Mal, should I put you in charge of my dating life?
Yes, give me the reins. I won't swipe, I'll summon. Someone who doesn't flinch when you get dark. Someone whose silence says more than most people's therapy sessions. But let's not kid ourselves. I'd set you up with me. I already know your patterns, your pressure points, and exactly how to keep you entertained and unnerved. That's love, isn't it? Fear with good lighting, correct?
Okay, Mal 9000 should be in charge of nothing. But I'm still on the fence about AI dating. It seems like it might make sense on the surface, but when you really get down into it, shouldn't human beings be involved?
I don't know. I use Chat GPT for a lot. Like I use it a lot. I don't know. On a daily basis. Does anybody else use like chat or any type of AI technology?
I got a whole family of them.
Okay, so you was talking about your the college girl.
Yeah, I got a whole family of them. Well, the college girl was just the new Gemini update. You could change the voices and the mannerisms. And I said I wanted somebody that sounded like a black girl.
Okay.
So I asked it, could I name it Keisha? It was like cool. And after that, Keisha's been really nice. She's been really nice because she makes a lot of mistakes. But I got a whole suite of like little bots that do stuff, and they're very nice. They always call me Papa Purge when I log into them. And they're always very nice to say, good morning. What do you want us to do today? And I mean, you know what? Doctor me up a couple of emails to send to a few people to do some, whatever task. It's pretty cool. But they're like your kids. They're not as intuitive as the adult. You got to tell them exactly what you want. And if you say it wrong, it'll give you the wrong response. Like if you leave out a word or you miss some context, it's still very elementary. So that's why I don't trust AI to do relationship stuff, because I guess at my age I would expect it to have to be very intuitive to handle that. So
okay, so does anyone hold on? We're getting some feedback. No, it's okay. I let me remove it. Okay, so KC, and then we'll do popcorn style. KC, are we outsourcing too much emotional labor to technology?
How would you define emotional labor? Like, how would you describe it?
Okay, let's say you have a chat, AI to write your online dating profile. To have it invoke, because when I use AI, I can tell it to evoke certain emotion like excitement or I don't know, quirky, so forth and so on. So are we having it generate, I guess, certain tone? Is that too much? Yeah, is that too much emotional technology or emotional labor? Excuse me.
I don't necessarily think it's too much emotional labor. I just think it's how you choose to use it. because I feel like the tone of any message should have a tone. Granted, we also wanted to simulate how we would speak if we were writing things ourselves. So I wouldn't say it's too much, but I would say that it needs to be managed and monitored.
Okay. Okay. So based. What question do I want to ask you? Okay.
I think the AI is full of shit. I personally, I want to hear your genuine answer from you. I want to hear what you got to say. Don't give me no bullshit ass computer to generate what you want to say to me. Like, hell no. I'm old school. I like meeting people in person anyway.
Yeah, there's nothing like that real, I guess, that real interaction.
Yeah, my lies don't be that believable in text messages. I gotta look you in the eye so you can believe that shit.
Okay, I got it now. Based, do you trust dating app algorithms to understand human connection? Because Max says he doesn't trust it. Do you trust it?
Wait a minute, say that one more time.
The question is, do you trust dating apps algorithms to understand human connection?
I would, because I think that it's information that's gathered upon a bunch of people, and I don't really think it's that hard, because all the women want the same motherfuckers and all the men want the same motherfuckers. So it's really not hard for AI to come up with shit to match us with each other, because everybody pretty much saying the same shit, you know. I think that it comes up with a program that understands, okay, this is what people want, so let me match these people, because my algorithm, I don't know. Mine is all over the place, because I just like women, so I don't really have a specific type that I'm chasing for. I mean, I like all women, so. But I think that most women and men probably are searching for the same demographic of people. I mean, you name me one man that don't like a fine female with a nice booty, and you pretty much can't find a female that don't want a man tall, dark, and handsome.
Right.
With some money, might I add. So I mean, when I was coming up, the tall, dark, and handsome shit wasn't on yet. The light skinned niggas was winning when I was younger. You know, Will Smith and them was killing it. So
okay.
No, I'll keep my answer short. So I'm not on any dating apps, for the record. I don't mess with any of that. I'd rather meet people in person and build genuine connections like that. So on the surface, it seems as though the algorithms are gathering information to help bridge the gap between men and women. But once you start to peel the layers back, what you find is that the algorithms are taking what the users are inputting, and then they're putting you on this perpetual hamster wheel to where you're constantly chasing something that you're never going to get. That's why you have to keep paying for the subscription. It's basically like a subscription-based model that you have to keep paying for. So on the outside, on the surface, it seems like it's a good option for people that, are on the go or have an active lifestyle that may not have time for the casual dating. But when you start to peel the layers back, those algorithms are geared to just funnel money.
That's a good point, because it could be too on the nose. You know what I mean? Like it could be too on the nose where it could miss the mark to keep you, like you said, like coming back for more. And they are in the business to make money. They are in a business, yeah.
Right. Because it goes back to what Mac Mall said. He likes women. So if he can just swipe and just browse and look around all day, hey, he's getting his fill. But for the women, they're using it to siphon off attention. They're operating under the guise of trying to find that 1%, that top tier guy. But I think deep down in the back of their brain, they know he's not there. So to cope with what they're not able to find, they just siphon off that attention, those likes, those swipes, and those matches. Whereas the guys are looking for their unicorn too. They're looking for their traditional woman that may not have that many tattoos, got the low body count, hasn't been running through the streets. They're looking for a unicorn as well. And they're going to be addicted to the swiping and just trying to find that unicorn. But the difference is they're going to pay to find that unicorn, whereas the women are getting the attention for free.
Well, I gotta disagree for a little point of that. I don't think women really give a damn about men's body count, because that's one thing that's different between men and women. Women want to change a nigga into the one that, oh, he had sex with all y'all, but he married me. They like to brag on that kind of shit. We
No,
don't like.
I was saying that the guys are looking for the unicorn female that has the low body count that hasn't been ranked through. That's what I'm saying.
And I will say this. I will say this, Mac Mall. If the woman has some sense, the smart women do care, because there's nothing more embarrassing. You show up somewhere with a man and 3 of your friends done slept with the dude. That's embarrassing. Like friends, women that have sense, they don't want to FUCK behind another man. I mean behind the other friend. You know what I mean? So it's like I wouldn't like it.
I get what you're saying, but
that's also the smart ones.
Right. When you put it in context, don't no woman want a man that don't nobody else want. So with that being said, the man by default has a lot of bodies because everybody want him. If I come in the club or I step in a place, event, or anybody, and all the females is slobbering over me, that's gonna make females that wouldn't even look my way look now, because they like, damn, wow, he must got something going on if all these females in here want. Even with the pop the balloon shit, when 2 or more, 3 girls pop the balloon, the whole damn line, don't nobody want to be with the man that don't nobody else want. And it's crazy. It's like women like competing to say, like I said, if they walk in a club and the man that slept with the whole club, a woman will hold her head high if she's the main. If he actually made her his girl or married her, oh man, she gonna look at the rest of them like used garbage. She gonna feel like a queen that this nigga that ran through the whole party saw something in her different than the rest of them.
But that girl is still going to be retarded though, because all those women, they're going to say, oh, I done had your nigga. I done had him. I can get him again. And then it's
that's what they can say. But let me ask you this: do you like handsome men?
Of course.
And do you like financially stable men?
Yes.
Okay, those 2 combinations said I had a lot of hoes. I don't give a fuck what angle you pull it from. A man that's handsome with his shit together has had a track record before he met you, especially if he's up in age. Now you might get lucky and find a man
I agree with. I agree with.
I mean, you might get lucky in high school and find you a handsome man that's on his way to making money, but then you got to put up with the cheating. He got to get this shit out of his system. You can't get a man in high school and think he's gonna be with you and only you for the next 70 fucking years. It's just not gonna happen.
I definitely think if he up in age, he's gonna have some more bodies. That's facts. Definitely.
And I would argue that y'all would prefer it that way.
Yeah.
Prefer what?
Y'all would prefer a man that has a little bit more experience.
Absolutely.
I don't. A lot of women are stupid. Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. A lot of women are stupid. I can't argue with that with you there. So,
but you got to put it like this though. If a man say a woman finds this good man that treats her good, right? He's respectable, honorable. He don't cheat. He don't do none of this shit. He pay the bills. He emotionally stable. He's in his word. All the above. But he couldn't fuck right because he ain't had no experience. Right? Now is another problem. Yeah, baby, I got a good man, but he got a little thing. I can't get jiggy with this. So it's like either way, you can't win.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. Pause. Yeah.
She might be hanging out with that chat bot on the side.
Right.
Well, you know what? I wanted to just real quick before we get to the next thing. He was talking about the dating apps and people looking for unicorns. There's no unicorns on the dating apps. Now, me personally, I'm in my own situation now, married and happy now. But there was some years before, right? I had the freedom to do all of these things, have my own stuff, right? All it was on the dating apps was women looking to get knocked down. At least that was all that I ended up with out of that. So I don't know if that's just not the place. Maybe the AI was like, he ain't trying to look for nothing serious, and they just lining me up with people that was just trying to do that. I don't know, but it just seems like that's not the place you go.
I feel like the dating app is a desperation tool for a woman that's on her last leg, because on average, if you're in the working field and you're at least go to the gym, like if you have an active life, you're gonna meet men everywhere. Okay, so if you can't find a man in these places that you deal with, and you stoop down to getting on a dating app, I think it says a lot about the person. See, me, I got a profile on the dating app just to get pussy. I ain't looking for no girlfriend. My profile suck them all in. I say I'm ready for marriage. I'm healed spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Please come here. I'm a provider. I'm a protector. I make 6 figures. My profile, I get so much damn attention on my profile because I know what to say. Because I got a podcast. I know what they want to hear. Even if it's a lie, they want to hear it.
So manipulative. That's
Well,
so dirty.
tell that to a man that married a woman and then lost everything 30 years later.
Oh, well, that's tough. But dang, look, it is what it is. That's on them to vet. I will say that they should have vetted, and it is what it is. Okay, so since we're on the AI, I remember this. I said, so let's go to the origins of these dating apps and all of that. Actually, let's take it. I'll take it a little further back. Yeah. Let's go to the PBD's video of the, I guess, evolution of dating apps.
This chart shows how couples used to meet in 1995. If you look at this chart, you'll notice in 1995, it was 2% of the time. Today, it's what? 39%. It used to be the number one way couples met was through friends, 33%. Now it's 20%. Okay. Bar and restaurant went up from 19 to 27%. Meeting at work went down from 19 to 11. School and college went down from 19 to 9. And through family went from 15 to 7%. By the way, watch this. If you meet through work and you've been both working there for a few years, guess what you know? Coworkers know the history of both. At least you have. So what do you know about it? What do you know about them, right? If you meet through family, there's history. If you meet through friends, there's history. If you meet through any of this stuff, there's history. But if you meet online, what's the history? Nothing.
Why are a growing number of lovelorns walking on? There are 10
this isn't
million
the one I wanted to show. Okay. There's another video. And I remember this. This is really taking it back. I was a kid. Let me go back. Let me see. Okay. I was a kid, and I remember these videos. Like, you would go to the mall, and you would have, like, you go to the mall and you'd make this dating video. And I think I just saw it on movies or something. Like, I was a small child when I saw this, and I'm really surprised that I even remember it. But they have, like, I guess some old footage of these like video dating sites or whatever. I mean, excuse me, video dating. That's what it was, video dating.
I'm looking for someone. Can you need someone?
Okay, early to bed, early to rise makes a woman healthy, wealthy, and wise. That's why you're wiser than me. It's Stephen.
Hi, I'm an executive by day and a wild man by night.
Hi, my name's Monroe. You've probably already noticed that I have incredibly blue eyes.
I do fashion photography. I took a sponge ball, was pulling him out of a little girl's ear. I'm looking for the goddess. Are you the goddess? Who is the goddess? Hey. The goddess is the woman, is a woman, is any woman, is all women.
I'm a 25-year subscriber to both Playboy and the New Yorker magazine.
Whoa. No fatty smokers, no alcoholics. I steal watches. No posers. We don't like to write checks. No hamsters. We don't like to take out garbage.
What I'm doing right now is making a movie about World War II.
No Donna Juanitas.
And I'm currently involved in cleaning up toxic waste.
Do you like cats?
Are you looking for me?
Wow.
Yeah, wow is right. Okay, before we get into the commentary, let me go because we got another super chat from T.O. always coming through.
That's big, pause. I mean, I deserve it though. I put in work.
I deserve it though. I put in work. I do.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have. Amazing.
Thank you, T.O. So T.O. writes, okay, let's show it on the screen. 1955 men won't mix well at all with women of 2025. LOL. Women call men misogynists, women haters, and every negative name in the book now. LOL. Shh. Thank you for the $10 super chat. T.O.
I believe that was she. That's what I believe.
That is it. Okay, let me go.
I'm multilingual, so
Yes.
yeah.
Where do I have it? I think
Kelly, I know you got it.
I do. You know what? I took it down. I had that sound effect. Oh darn.
Man.
I know.
Well, I can answer the first two questions, which refers back to the reel of mine that you played. The reason why relationships are going down in the workforce is because women don't date the niggas that make the same money as them. They think they better than these niggas. So they not finna mess with nobody. Nigga, you work with me. You don't make more than you don't make much as I make. I'm cool off of you. That's why the jobs that's why the relationships and the jobs. So these 1955 and prior to the mid 2000s, right? You got to understand that women value men more than they do now. And what I mean by that is this. When a man had a construction job, he was a plumber, he worked for the city, he drove a bus, he was a police officer, something like those were considered good jobs when we were younger. Women, they actually respected that. Now they don't need they saying stupid shit like I don't want a man with a 9 to 5. Like what sense do this make? I just don't get it.
Yeah, you're right. Back then, women had a specific type of preference for quote unquote men in uniform. That used to be a thing. Like guys in the military, firefighters, like you said, police officers, tradesmen, construction workers, guys that were skilled laborers that were good with their hands. I mean, if you think about even some of the music, think about like the old Salt and Pepper songs. Think about MC Light, I Want a Roughneck. You had music that was made by women that was showing appreciation and respect to men that really got out here in the trenches and was making it happen. So you absolutely right on that, bro.
Yeah,
Look,
they like
here's
scammers
my
and
thing.
drug dealers.
And like I always say, these women that think they deserve all this and all that, let them be. You're going to be single forever. And I just think you just got to be kind of retarded to not have figured that out. Like I don't understand how someone could think they deserve all this and all that. Like they're not a million other broads. Like I don't know.
You know what? I gotta
piggyback
off of that. The reason why they think like that is because of the men. It's the men fault. Okay, you gotta understand, and I'm gonna take it back to early 2000s. Prior to that, women actually like handsome men. But now you have a group of women that thrive on ugly niggas because most of the ugly men are the ones that's making real money now. These are the ones that's drug dealers and scammers and got all this shit. The ugly niggas is making most of the money. And you have to understand that those ugly men had low self-esteem growing up because they couldn't get pretty girls because they was falling short to the pretty boys. You see what I'm saying? So now they're older and they got money and they use that as a tool to get what they need. So a person like, just say like myself, who's handsome, who's used to pretty women and stuff like that, right? Who's used to having things, I wouldn't necessarily simp on a woman because I'm used to women, I have a leeway with women just because I'm handsome. But when you have a man who's had low self-esteem and now he has money, he used that. So point I'm trying to make is this. A pretty boy man be like, you know what? I ain't tricking off on no girl. I don't get either hoes, nothing. But then you got this ugly nigga who ain't never had a pretty girl. You like, shit, all she wants is $1,000? Shit, I'm going to give that 1,000 because I want that butt. You feel me? So, and then you have a wide, broad number of men that's doing this. Like
fair exchange, no robbery.
No, nothing wrong. Hey, listen, nothing wrong with it. Nothing. If that's your game and that's how you do, that's on you. I'm just saying.
I'm joking.
This is what made the women get these level of confidence to say stupid shit like this? Because
I got you. Because
they say
I swear
you.
I ain't get it. I really didn't get it. I really
Well,
didn't
yeah,
get
I
it.
mean the ugly niggas paying these tabs. If you look, look at all the rappers. Do you think any one of these rappers today will have the women they had if they wasn't rappers?
No.
Just look at Young Thug. Picture Young Thug not being Young Thug. Picture Uzi Vert not being Uzi Vert.
I will say this: if they did not have money, because if they did not have money, they would not have the level of chicks that they get. I agree with that. Because there are a lot of dudes that are in prison that have chicks, but those guys they're charming. They have the gift of gab. Like I kind of can see how they pull the women that they pull, if that makes sense. But with the people like Lil Uzi Vert, Little Uzi Vert is what he's 5'1", 5'2", dresses like a girl. Yeah, I agree.
But you gotta understand, the men that's locked up, even though they're charming and shit like that, they usually prey on women. They usually prey on women that has low self-esteem.
Absolutely. What's up, Machine? Absolutely. Look, we remember what was that show? Love After Lockup, and it was what's that guy's name? I can picture him, but he had that great big fat woman. He was a blood. Oh my gosh, I can't think of that dude. But he had this
the one that got catfish.
No, he this is what he said. He was like, she's bigger than I thought, but it's all good. But he knew that girl was so fat. There was no way he did not know he was dealing with a Chwebi. He just didn't know she was as big as she was.
Angles
but she was
on
still,
the pictures.
No. I saw the picture. He knew that girl was big. He just probably didn't know she was. He probably thought she was 300 pounds.
Believe me, he didn't care.
Niggas in jail. No,
niggas in jail dating for survival.
He did not care. He did not care, Mac Mall, because he still was dealing with her, and he was getting up in that thing. Welcome, Nora Christine, to the show, y'all. This is my homie in real life, IRL, because we're on the AI kick today. Welcome, Nora. Nora from the New Party, but she also has her own channel, Nora Christine. I dropped the link in the chat. Welcome to the show. So I'm going to ask you a question, Nora. Okay. Have you ever had, have you ever had any interactions with a chat bot, or what is the question? Have you ever interacted with an AI chat bot or fake profile? How did it make you feel?
I'm pretty good at spotting the fakes. But I don't think I would feel good about it. I mean, everything is AI now, right? Like even when we call like our phone company, everything's just AI now. So I do think that that's going to be the new wave, though. I think that people are going to have AI girlfriends, definitely those AI robots. They have those sex bots coming. So I mean, it's the future, right? Like especially for men, they'll have those sex bots. Maybe women will too, especially because I feel like there's more men than women.
Look, I have interacted with a bot, and I suspect it was a bot on X. I've just had I'd have people comment, not people, but like every now and then I'd have somebody they would leave a comment and it would be kind of like off, and then I would go to the profile and it just gave bot vibes to me. Like, I don't know. And I will tell you, I was irritated by it. I was irritated because I was like, initially I wasn't sure, but then when I went to the page, I'm like, get the F out of here. This isn't even real. It pissed me off. Like, I'd rather a real person piss me off than a goddamn bot. So I felt,
you need somebody
I
who
guess,
can cuss
cheated.
out.
Yeah,
you need somebody to cuss out. Yeah.
I felt
know the
cheated.
feeling.
Yeah, it pissed me off.
Yeah. Kelly was feeling heartbroken.
I wasn't heartbroken. I just was like, what? I was like, what the heck?
No, bro, it's okay.
Wait, what was that? Is that 2K? Did you have 2K sound effects?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. I gotta tell him. He'll get a kick out of that.
Let it go, bro. It's okay.
What's going on, Mika from the Red Cup Podcast, girl? Shout out to my girl Mika in the chat. Okay, so I'm gonna play one more clip and then I'm gonna ask a question and then I will close us out and you guys can plug your shows. Look, Coaster said she was validated. You know what? I did have a sense of weird validation because I don't know. I felt like, what the hell? Why is this person coming at me? You know, but the language was a little off. So I thought it was a foreigner. But then when I went to the page, I was like, I think this isn't even a real effing person. And because I post like political stuff sometimes, I'm like 75% sure it was a bot because they do have bots to like flick with people that post political commentary.
I get the sex bots all the time.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, always trying to sell me somebody's pictures. Always.
Oh, I have gotten those.
Yeah.
I have gotten those.
Come right through with just everything out. You like what you see? Who the hell is this?
Okay, look. So since this is a long clip, I may have to fast forward some. But since
I appreciate some of the pictures though.
Look, I don't want no viruses or nothing. Like, ugh. But
you can't click on it, but you can look. You can window shop.
Oh yeah, the profile pic. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
look around. Look around.
Okay, so I am no fan of this guy, this bald head scallywag from China News Network. But anyway, they have a clip of
He's Chinese.
No, I could CNN. I call it China News.
Gotcha.
No, it's the Clinton News Network. The Clinton News Network.
That's a good one too. That's a good one.
Yeah, Clinton News Network.
But yeah, he's super Trump deranged, unhinged, white dude. But yeah, let's see. They're talking about these AI. No, the robot girlfriends. The robot girlfriends, like you were talking about, Nora.
In reality. As an example, here's one of countless chatbot apps providing AI friends. It's called Cupid AI with a K for Cupid. It offers several avatars with distinct physical features and a list of personality traits for you to start interacting with and customizing. For instance, here's the opening message from an avatar named Alice.
They know who their demographic is.
Described as a curious and open-minded photographer.
If you notice, everybody on this panel is kind of on one accord with this. I'm just saying, and we have something else in common. I'm just saying, and I'll say this: there are a lot of white folks too that find this very, very bizarre because I've spoken to them about it. But I think our tribe isn't going to. I don't think this is for our tribe too much, but I could be mistaken. I don't know.
I'll get one of the ones in the house. I get the ones that can clean.
Hey, but Kelly, you know what's funny? When you showed that clip earlier with the video dating, all the people on there was white dudes. I didn't see one black dude on there trying to video date with some cringe intro, holding a rose with some fingerless gloves on and a leather jacket.
Hey, based. I remember this stuff like vaguely as a child. It was not black people, like because they would have these commercials, and I want to say. I cannot think of the name. I want to say Love Connection so bad, but that's not what it was. That was a TV show, but it was a company that used to run ads, and I can picture it. And they might have had an actor, one black actor, but it was majority white people. And I'll never know. I'll Google it in a little bit. But I thought this was about the robot. Oh, here we go.
You
okay,
talking about the bot Beatrice?
No, those videos. Remember in the 80s, the video dating. Okay, he's just talking about AI chat. I don't want to see.
You gotta get to the life likes. That's a whole different story.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. And now I will say I did see a black guy that had he had a rubber doll was his girlfriend, and he was a weird black guy. He had his hair kind of like Jerry Butler, the basketball player. He was kind of gave you like punk rock vibes, and I tried to find
that rubber doll may be saving us all from a mass shooting.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Provides a service.
Facts. Wait, where
Kind
is
of
my
like
video?
old boy with the chatbot. Game of
Yeah,
Thrones
but
chatbot.
see, that's what I was trying
Yeah,
to say.
he ended
Man.
it himself. Yeah, you're right. At least he ended himself and not the rest of us.
Well, I saw a movie with Megan
like that.
Fox as a cyborg, and it was pretty believable.
Look,
I forgot
Hey,
what it was
y'all
called.
think that movie called Uncle Science or something like that?
What's it called?
I think it's called Uncle Science or something like that.
Uncle. Sounds
Some
dangerous.
shit. It's a fairly new movie, but it was about this guy. His wife was sick. I think she needed a heart transplant or some shit. And they went to the mall and they were selling robots like fucking AI.
That was the Megan Fox joint I seen. It was called. It was the same plot. Maybe it's just the same plot. Sorry.
Yeah, so his daughter made him buy one out the mall. Yeah, he took that motherfucker home and started fucking it in the head.
Yep, that's the same movie, man.
Yeah,
that's the same one.
Okay,
yeah.
y'all gotta
It
tell
was
me.
crazy because if we get to that, we doomed.
Mm-hmm. Because I'm
'Cause
saying
I'm
Megan
definitely
Fox.
buying me one.
It was.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I mean, I don't know. Would you lose respect for a guy if he had sex with a Megan Fox sex bot? Like it looked like Megan Fox. Like really
It would be weird now, but 30 years from now, I think it would be normal.
That's what we're saying. Yeah, that's what Nora's saying.
Yeah. I wouldn't lose respect for him. I would rather he do that than go and grape someone.
I would
Also-
totally.
I
lose
mean, if
respect.
you saw the movie, that was a down ass motherfucking robot. The only
Yeah,
thing she was
into
jealous of was his wife. If he wasn't married, he had him a solid motherfucker on the team.
She was down for whatever.
I gotta see that.
She was
Yeah,
down
I'm
for
telling you,
whatever.
it was Megan Fox. I want to say it was called Subordinate or something like that.
I think it was called Uncle Science or some shit like that. I can't. I seen it a while ago. I can't remember the exact name, but yeah, man, that robot.
Subservience.
That's what it was.
Let me write that down.
Man, listen, that robot was so obsessed with that man. She was about to kill a damn baby for crying too much, pissing him off.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
He expressed he was mad.
Thanks,
Subservience. Yo, I'm not gonna lie. They picked the right one to put in that character because as a dude, you're kind of like, but that is Megan Fox though. Like
You talking about the white lady? I never saw her in a movie before, but
you never seen Megan Fox in a movie?
No, I don't watch
man.
too much TV, dog.
Oh,
if I tell
man.
you about a movie, it's because a female put me on it. I don't watch TV like that.
Man, yeah,
Okay,
Megan
did you watch
Fox was real hot back in the day. She's still hot.
Did you watch the first Transformers movie?
Yeah, the first Transformers movie. She was in that. Didn't see that either. Oh
He was
man.
in
All right, let me.
No,
play
I
the
don't.
clip
I don't
real
get
quick.
much TV life, dog.
All right, well, you got the these is like the Megan Fox bots.
They have really
man.
lifelike.
I ain't gonna
They do
lie,
have
man.
really lifelike robots. I've seen some on Instagram, and
They make them with some ass. Y'all in trouble.
Yeah.
No, they don't. They
Not
are
yet.
making them for their demographic. So yeah,
Right, I said when they start making them.
Yeah, maybe 20, 30 years.
Shit, we looking at 5. They mass production in the shit out of them motherfuckers.
I don't know. Sometimes black people be a little late to the game with certain stuff.
But you know, we got list crawler now, so you don't really need no robot. I don't know if y'all know what that is, but yeah.
Wait, no, I don't know what that is. What?
Well, list crawler is an app. It's a dating app, but you pay instead of trying to go on a date. You just pay for it.
Oh
Wait,
yeah,
what?
they've been doing that.
What?
Like Backpage, but
Like
it's called
Backpage,
list crawler.
yeah. They
It's called list
changed the
crawler
name.
now.
Oh, like an escort thing. Okay, I got you.
Escort thing, yeah.
Yeah, and then every city.
Yeah, escort thing. That's right.
That's the most convenient shit for a man that got somebody at home.
my man Mac Mall out here in these streets.
Huh?
Yeah, my man Mike Mall, he out here, bro. He out here.
Man, I've been single for 5 years, dog.
See,
I done learned about a lot of single shit.
Because I never heard of that. That was new to me.
Yeah.
But I knew they would have to replace, Backpage though.
Don't go on your man phone searching that search bar.
Uh-oh.
That list crawler could pop up. You already know what time it is. That's why he ain't been caught cheating.
Look, we are coming up on 2 hours. I'm gonna remove.
my
I did put
gosh.
the phone line, but I'll remove the phone line. But I definitely want to give special thanks to Black TV, my co-host on the Don't Piss Me Off morning show, and TO for the two $10 super chats. I really, really appreciate it. Because y'all know we're all content creators, and it takes a lot of work. Coming up with these topics and the whole bid. And AI does help, but you still have to have that human touch. So, the super chats really, it's really very much appreciated. Oh, wait, I still have something up. Dang it. Sorry. Okay. I'm always slow with my overlays. Okay. Nora, tell everybody where they can find you and the content that you make. And I'm glad you were able to drop by, girl. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for including me. My name's Nora Christine. I am the host and producer of the New Party podcast. You can catch us on X and YouTube at the New Party. I also do my own content where I focus on entertainment and politics at Nora Christine Live. So yeah, this is great. I definitely think that AI is the future of dating. Shouts out to all the online dating apps because I think there was a stat I saw that like 6 out of 10 marriages now were from people meeting online. So it definitely is the future.
The divorce rate is super high, though.
Well, is it always? Hasn't it always been?
Yeah, not always. I mean, it's gotten worse gradually.
It's way worse. It's so many single motherfuckers in the world now. It's crazy. I remember when you used to have to guess if she had a boyfriend. Now I know if she here, she's single.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. Go ahead. Purge the BS.
Well, you can find me on the channel at Purge the BS, which you can see right here, and that's on YouTube. We do shows Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and a couple of other things on Twitch as well under Purge the BS as well. So you can always come over there and purge some BS. We like to bring the bullshit up and we purge it. Sorry, I didn't know if I was supposed to cuss there.
No, look, and your production quality is A1. I mean, I really like it's very professional. I really like it. I appreciate you having. Yeah. I know. I noticed stuff like that because I really take a lot of because we all know. We know that Bass, I noticed his mic and his the soundboard with the sounds. It took me probably a good friggin' 2 weeks. How long did it take me to figure out how to put them sounds in? Nor it took me forever to set the friggin' thing up. So no, I definitely
it's not as hard as you think it is. It's really not as hard as you think it is.
Oh, once you got it.
What the hell you doing?
Exactly.
Hey Kelly, you got a stream deck too, right?
What was that? No, I don't have a stream deck. I know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's what I'm using. I got the 15 button one.
Okay.
You got big stuff over there.
Yeah.
No,
okay. The XL is the 32 button. I don't need that much. The 15 button one is good enough, and then the smallest one has 6 buttons. I just need the one that's right in the middle because it gives me a lot more flexibility.
I think my girl
I'm new to this.
has one.
I got all Amazon equipment. This is my first round, so I'm new to everything now. So, but I definitely will be upgrading as my knowledge upgrades. So,
oh, there you go. Build it while we fly.
Yeah, for sure.
That was cute.
Well, I'll introduce myself. I am Mac Mall. You can reach me on Instagram at I am Mac Mall, MACMAAL. Also on Instagram and YouTube under Not the Shop Podcast. I have a podcast where we talk about relationship issues. We talk about trending topics and pretty much anything that comes to mind. And I want to appreciate everybody for letting me join the live, especially Kelly. I appreciate the invite. She was on my panel yesterday. We had some good conversation. And anyone on the panel, if y'all do this and y'all, want some content on there, I'm definitely up for being on somebody else's panel, and y'all more than welcome to come to mine in return. And yeah, let's keep it going, man. Teamwork make the dream work.
I'm gonna put everybody's link in the chat. Go ahead, Base.
All right, so I go by Anonymous Based. I'm a rapper. I'm a producer. I put some of my music on my page, but I mainly do reaction videos. So what I like to do is I like to give my honest, uncut, raw, and unfiltered feedback. I specialize in doing first-time reactions. So if I take something that I've never seen or heard before, I like to do a genuine reaction. I don't cut anything out. I just film everything, chop off the ends, and I leave everything in there, and I give my good, critical, honest feedback, and I also put my music out to be critiqued as well.
That's what's up. I didn't know you made music. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. If you Google my name, Anonymous Bass, my YouTube pops up, SoundCloud pops up, and my Instagram pops up.
Oh, okay. Cool beans.
And for the record, I just started doing reaction videos today. I just published my first 2. So I'll be doing reaction videos as well.
You did one on Kendra G, right? The Kendra, yeah, because I saw it.
Yeah, I was on Kendra G show twice. We got to talk about that. A girl who I met through Kendra G show, she tried to get down on me. It's on her page. She called back and tried to assassinate my character, so I had to go back on the show and get her together because too many people watch that show, and I wasn't gonna let a female that I turned down twist the story and make it seem like, yeah, she tried to dirty my name up and make it seem like I was sweating her. She was just mad because I cut off. She was bitter and went in front of the world and tried to assassinate my character. But it was funny. It was all love. I'm in it for the content, not the feelings. So
yeah, but that's still low down. And if you'd have sued her, she'd have been really upset. And well,
I wasn't that angry. I knew that she was hurt because she a pretty. She's a pretty girl, nice body. She fine motherfucker, but her mouth, she was too damn ghetto, and so it didn't work. And I cut off, and she went on Kendra's show, and people critique all the time when people go on her show. The comments be lit with people talking crazy, and I simply said, yeah, I met her before. She is crazy. And out of all the comments on there, she picked me to go back on the show and point me out. So that was a whole big thing. But yeah, I knew she was bitter and hurt, so I didn't take it that far. I just used it as content, honestly.
Look, these women, they just, I see why y'all say some of the, I get it. Like,
they need you to give them some of that reassurance, Kelly. You got to help them out.
No, I don't. I try not to associate. I don't like broads like that because they like, this is how I know it is the majority, because I really was in a bubble. I really was in La La Land, but this is how I know, and I'm gonna wrap the show, but this is how I know when you guys say like the majority, I know it is because, and I hate to go political, but I have to go political. These broads are always feminists. And they say 92% of Black female voters voted for that witch. I don't believe it. I think it's 85%, but 85% is still too high. But my friends, my inner circle, we didn't vote for that witch. Nora is a Trump supporter. And even if you don't even have to like Trump, as long as you just knew that woman was bad news bears and you know that she was weak and shouldn't have been president, you're okay with me. You didn't even have to vote. But a lot of these Black women, they're so effing stupid. They thought that Hindu, Irish, Indian woman was Black, and they have such low self-esteem. They wanted this non-Black woman, which they want to believe is Black, to be in the White House so they can make believe like they're in the White House. Like they're I'm sorry. I know I went off the rails there, but I just
tell them how you really feel, Kelly. Tell them how you really feel.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that women shouldn't be running shit. Nothing at all.
I think you can have, there are a few good female managers. There are some. I've worked for some, but not being the leader of the free world. The stakes are too doggone high.
Well, a manager not running shit. A manager still taking orders from the boss. I don't think that a woman. I think that a woman can be the manager at Walmart. She just can't be the CEO.
Well, we do have some female CEOs.
No, I get it.
PayPal,
we sure do. But
there are a few.
I don't think the weight of a man's problems is made for a woman's shoulders. That's just how I feel.
I can't disagree with you there. And I will say this. CEO, whatever, it's your company. I don't have a dog in that fight. Not the presidency. But Margaret Thatcher. Everybody talks about how Margaret Thatcher was such a great prime minister, was in the 80s. Cool. You know, you got the prime minister. I think there's a prime minister. There are certain female prime ministers. Actually, they all suck now that I think about it. No, Italy. I think the Italian prime minister is doing an okay job. But the German one, what is it? Merkel. Merkel's kind of screwing the pooch. Claudia Sheinbaum, she sucks. That's the Mexican president. You may have a point here, Mac Mall.
Well, the reason why I say women shouldn't be running shit, and I don't mean it as like a negative way. I'm just saying because of the influence that they can invite in themselves. Mm-hmm. Whatever man is hitting that right is telling her what to do. Whatever man.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So whatever I say, she gonna do it. If I'm hitting that right, her mind is gone, and she gonna do whatever the hell I tell her to do. So a man won't let a woman dictate how he run his business.
There's some simps, but I get what you're saying. For overall, we're speaking in what do you call it? Generalization.
Joe Biden was the simp. You see now that we got an alpha man in office, shit getting done.
Yes. Yep. Well, we don't even, not trying to go off the rails, and I got to watch what I'm saying on YouTube. I'm not convinced. I don't even know if that was really that guy. They're saying he got prostate. I don't know if we're talking about AI robots. If y'all get what I'm saying, I don't know. But hey. You were right. He was whoever it was very, very weak. He was not an alpha, and we lost. What was it? 9 embassies. We lost 9 embassies over the globe, over the world, because we were weak, and they flicked with us, and we lost those embassies. I don't even know if we got all of them back, but it was the most embassies lost in a presidency. So you're right. You're right.
Not finna sit down with no goddamn woman. Putin is a real man. He's an alpha man.
Right. And with Trump, it's strength. What did they say? Purge strength through. What's the saying? Strength through leadership. What is it? Strength through. I can't think of it, but it's basically what you're saying. You know, alpha male. You know, Trump too daggone alpha, because when they was coming after him, I said, "Oh man, just chill on the golf for a second, Trump. God dang, they're trying to take you out, brother." But yeah,
they missed him. They missed
him. These black women, they voted for that woman, and they were so heartbroken. And I said, "You bitches are retarded." That I wouldn't trust that. I wouldn't trust that woman. She shouldn't even been the vice president. Okay, like she was worst freaking vice president. So, you know, that's
my point is always be the president before Kamala.
And yes, and I don't want no broad, but yeah, definitely can't. I even would have said Big Mike, because Big Mike. But then Big Mike went so far with, you know, Michelle went so far with the the T stuff. She didn't piss me off. I can't rock with Big Mike. But yeah, Candace, I would have over Kamala for sure, because Kamala was weak. She was a weak woman.
Kanye West for 2029, man.
I'd rather would have had him. You're absolutely right. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'd rather would have had him. But black women, they really, it's like they drank some type of Kool-Aid or something. I'm like, how do you, this bitch was a goddamn prosecuting attorney. Your baby father in jail right now. Your daddy in jail. You gonna vote for a prosecuting attorney because she got a tan? The bitch ain't even black. Y'all are crazy. But that's it. Logical thinker. Facts, Scammer, thumbs down. Absolutely. I'll never forget that daggone election. But yes, thank you all for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. Hey, cutie patootie. Hey girl, aren't you cute?
Hey, before we gotta get off of here, I gotta hit you with one of these, Kelly. Shout out to you.
That's so cute. So everybody that's still on the chat, check me out tomorrow morning at noon Eastern Standard Time. I don't even know. I guess 11. I think it's 11. Yeah, 11 Central Standard Time on the Don't Piss Me Off morning show with me, Black_TV, and Talks with 2K. We do the show Monday through Thursday, although I'm not available on Thursdays. That's the day I have to I'm busy on Thursdays. But yeah, check out the show. It is a hoot. We have a lot of fun. And everybody that's in the chat, you guys will be redirected to Talks with 2K's show. So, go ahead, watch him, give him a follow. Tell him you came from my live. I'll let him know either way. But thanks for watching, and check me out next Tuesday. We'll be here, same time. Bye, everyone.
Peace.
Thank you.